Hi everyone, and welcome to week 12 on our horror podcast. This week we are talking, it's a little bit about everything in regards to collecting. So what we recommend to start off with collecting, like websites and things like that where to collect from, and also like kind of also things we think you should avoid in your collecting, because sometimes it's just not worth collecting in our opinion. To some people you may want to collect it and that's absolutely fine, but it's just our opinion.
Yeah, and not yours. So.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, we'll be talking about how I first started collecting, so what I began collecting. I'm really sorry if this intro's messy, alright? It's been a couple of weeks since we've done an actual podcast, so I'm a little bit all over the place. Secondly, it is like Satan's ass crack. It's so hot, so we've got my back door open in my boudoir because it's so hot. So if you hear any background noise, just ignore that because it's fucking hot. You right there?
Yeah.
Ruby is here, by the way. She's just, I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
Ruby's here, but I'm not here. If that makes sense.
So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what we will be. Fuck, what my laid on right there, guys. Be talking about today. It shouldn't be a mega long one, to be honest with you. It's just going to be quite a basic one, and then actually no, I'm not going to tell you what we're talking about next week because we tell you that at the end. I nearly done the spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
So yeah, with me, so I've been collecting about 4 years now. I started collecting Funko Pops, and I still love a Funko. I'll still buy a Funko, but it's not something that I get all the time now. I've sort of evolved in my collecting. But they, I would say, are the best kind of things.
Starting point.
Yeah, because they're really affordable. Obviously, some of them are dear, but that's the more kind of rare ones. Oh my God, look at that seagull. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I can see outside into the world and there's a seagull.
Hello, world.
You see it?
No.
I'd love to fly, wouldn't you? Anyway, shut up.
It'll be free.
Shut up. What was I talking about? Yeah, so Funkos, I would say, are your kind of
go-to.
Yeah, they are, because I'm not being funny. Most Funkos you can pick up for like 10-15 quid on Amazon.
Yeah.
But so you can get them from Amazon, Be More Geek, and
the actual Funko website.
Yeah, actual Funko Europe, isn't it called, or something?
Yeah. And
you can also get them from Pop in a Box, because I done a deal a couple of years ago where I got 3 for like £30. That was pretty good. But yeah, Funkos are obviously massively popular anyway, and in some shops you can buy them, but they're not always horror.
Yeah, it's normally Disney,
or Marvel.
Star Wars.
Yeah, but every now and then in like Tesco you'll get the odd, not horror one as such, but you'll get like a bit of a Stranger Things one.
Yeah.
Or Five
Nights
at Freddy's. They do a lot of them in Tesco.
Yeah.
And also in that Mankind.
Yeah.
That's a shop in the UK. I'm not sure if everywhere's got one of them in the UK, but it's like a
and
proper
that the
shop.
toy shop that's down there as well. What's it called? There's a toy shop right next to TK Maxx.
Toyland.
Yeah, something
they
sell.
That's not like a chain shop, is it? That's just
I don't know, but they literally have a whole wall full of Funko Pops.
Yeah, and they've got the odd horror one because I've seen them.
Yeah,
it's
I think it was
Chucky and things like that. But yeah, so 9 times out of 10 you can get a Funko anywhere, but it's just horror ones are better off online.
Yeah, it's mainly like the Disney ones or sci-fi.
All Nightmare Before Christmas you can usually pick up.
Yeah, because that's more of a kids thing.
Yeah.
What?
Because
it's more of a kids like film, isn't it?
It's still a spooky. I'll still collect Nightmare Before Christmas. What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's meant to be like a kids film, hence why they sell it in shops. But to us, it's not. It's like a comfort film.
Like, it's age appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah.
For Tesco's.
Yeah.
That was really posh. What's that?
It's a lip gloss.
You had a vape then?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh no, I thought it was vape. I'm
gonna have a vape attached to my leg.
I don't know, do I?
Imagine that if I just whipped out a vape.
I mean, you're nearly 18, you can do what you want, but I was just a bit like, okay, whatever.
I'm going to do that at one point. If I ever get one, I'm not going to tell you, and then I'm just going to whip one out. And
it's just it's not you, is it, to do something like that? So I thought it was a vape. I was a bit like, what the hell's that? Anyway, what we're talking about that. So yeah, I would honestly start with Funkos. That's what I done. But the only thing I did do is, because they're so affordable, I bought ones that I didn't end up even keeping. Did that make sense what I just said?
Yeah.
I bought ones that I didn't even end up keeping.
You just saw it and bought it because it was horror.
Yeah. Obviously, I liked the film I'd bought. I wouldn't just buy something because but when you first start collecting, no matter what anyone says, you do buy shit.
Yeah.
Because you want to collect. The thing is, you want to build your collection so quickly.
You just buy it anyway.
But it's something that takes time. It's not something that you can just literally... Unless you're minted, unless you're fucking like rich.
Yeah, but I think it's best to do it over time anyway. If you do it, let's say if you are like minted, if you do it all in one hit, it's just be bored, isn't you?
But exactly, and that's the thing with it. You know, collecting is a hobby.
Yeah.
So if you went out and you bought it all in one hit, you'd be a bit like, oh, because it's a bit like me at the moment. I haven't bought anything for a while, and part of collecting is to keep adding to it. And it's like you get an itch to do it. Yeah. There's one thing I want to get, and it's the Texas Chainsaw dinner set by Trick or Treat Studios. It's on Mad About Horror, but it's probably out of stock now. And the chainsaw, which I've wanted for.
Well, they had a Texas Chainsaw board game on sale.
Yeah, I know. I see it. It was only about 30 quid, wasn't it? But it was up for about 60 originally. Yeah. I do like me a game.
Do you like me a game, do you?
In terms of physical media.
Physical.
I would recommend that if you're looking for things like DVDs, I would honestly go to like charity shops, or if you're in America, I think they call it thrift shops, don't they? Yeah, they might not know what a charity shop is. Charity shops.
I'm going to charity shopping.
What do you call it? Vinted. Do like bundles.
I'm a sucker for Vinted.
I love Vinted.
Oh my goodness!
But
literally,
I only really buy like things like that on there. So like I'll buy all my VHS tapes are from Vinted, as we said in my horror collection video. But for the bundles, you can't go wrong on there, because I think I paid like something really stupid. It was like £4 for like 20 odd DVDs. And usually in a charity shop they're like £1 a DVD, or free for £1, which is still good. But yeah, so for things like that, you want to go secondhand. Personally, I've got the odd DVD that's new, but I don't really tend to buy DVDs new.
One thing I love about Vinted though, so if you're like a horror fan, they sell like, I don't know, there'll be like small businesses on there, like that do,
which
like,
is
the cups
good
and stuff.
Yeah, same with Etsy as well, isn't it? Yeah, Etsy's the
like
same.
With Vinted, I bought a Nightmare Before Christmas like tumbler. I don't like the Starbucks tumblers. Yeah. But it was literally just had a Nightmare Before Christmas wrap on it. And then she said to me, "Oh, I have a a plastic coffee cup? Yeah. Like sippy cup ones." Yeah. She had one of them. It was Nightmare Before Christmas, but that was the only one. And she said to me, "If I find it, you can have it for free."
Oh, really?
So I got 2 cups. One I bought, which is the tumbler, and then the sippy cup coffee one I got for free.
A lot of the time, people are nice like that, though. Yeah. So is it a little business thing?
Yeah, I think so. But she had different stuff. She had like tumblers, cups, and then she had like random stuff on there she was probably selling.
Yeah, that's cute though. But yeah, Vinted is amazing for things like that. And then in terms of like things like magazines, I don't tend to find great magazines on Vinted, horror related. And if they are on there, I mean, to be honest with you, Fangorias can get quite dear anyway, because Fangorias obviously goes back years. But I think the better option for magazines is eBay. eBay is
What's the other one you said? You said WH Smith, didn't you?
But WH Smith sells like the Scream ones. Yeah. The like nowadays ones and the Dark Side magazines. Yeah. But for things like obviously my Terrifier one. Yeah. That was from Tesco. Really? But that's like gold dust now. Yeah. Someone was selling that on eBay for about £100 the other day. I paid £6 for it. Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is, a lot of the time...
It's terrible, isn't it?
That is disgusting, yeah. What?
Because it's terrifying.
Oh, you twat.
It's terrible.
Being serious? I thought you were like, what?
Terror.
Fucking hell.
Terrifier.
But yeah, so...
Terrible.
Yeah, I got it. I got the joke, group. I did get what you were doing. I was just ignoring you.
That's the type of jokes you will get at work. What? That's where I get it from.
That was like a dad joke. That was like a You fucking idiot. But yeah, Fangoria, if that's your thing, eBay, 1,000,000%. If you're into the more nowadays magazines, you can literally pick them up in WH Smith if you're in the UK. Sorry, I'm just laughing at you.
Why?
You're just staring.
Just staring at magazines, you know.
The only thing I'm not overly clued up on, and it's something I'm getting more and more into, is obviously masks. I know that Trick or Treat Studios do really good ones. I've got the Halloween 2 Michael Myers, and I know a lot of people get them redone and things like that, but that isn't my kind of expertise. Mine is a little bit of everything regarding collecting. But if you're looking for just a basic mask for your collection and you're not too bothered about it looking like it does in the film and things like that, going on Mad About Horror and literally getting a mask from there for £60-70 from Trick or Treat Studios does the job. Like their Texas Chainsaw ones look to the film anyway. The Halloween ones are brilliant, but they just need a bit of tweaking. Like I'd like to get my Halloween 2 masks done, like redone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that isn't my kind of expertise.
Yeah.
I'm more figures, physical media. More of my retro things is more my thing, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, when I do start collecting, I think it will be bags. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but
I'm a bagaholic in bags anyway. But I've been looking because I've been living under a rock. Yeah,
I've been living under a rock,
and I didn't know what this brand. It was called Loungefly, and I didn't actually know what it was,
which is by Funko.
Or existed.
Yeah,
until this lady came in and she had like a She had a horror bag, and I was like, "Oh my god, where is that from?" Because it looked like a 3D, didn't they? Sort of.
Oh, what? Someone come into the shop?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, "Where's that from?" And it has the tag on the front.
Yeah,
it says
it. Yeah, it's like a plaque. Yeah.
And I was like, as soon as I got home, I saw all of them. And I was like,
I didn't know you didn't know about it. Yeah, they're by Funko.
Yeah, I really want a Sam one. I've only watched Trick or Treat either once or twice.
You've watched it a couple of times.
Yeah. But I really want one of them.
He's just cute, isn't he?
He's cute.
He is just a cutie. But yeah, I'd say for me, like, everyone collects differently. Some people just collect masks. Some people just collect physical media. Some people just collect figures. People collect differently. I like a bit of everything.
For it.
But exactly, I like a bit of everything. Yeah. But I like me a little bit of retro horror.
Yeah.
So I like finding a retro piece of horror. So like my Freddy thing from the 80s, that was such a find for me. And any really smart like Fangoria magazines I love to find.
Yeah.
Just things like that really. And like I said, I'll pick up the odd Funko. What is that? Oh, it's a fly. I thought it was a wasp. I was about to freak. I was about to have an actual bitch fit there. It's fun. But yeah, like I said, in terms of masks, and I love them, like I'm into them, I think they look amazing, but it's not something that there's a long pause because I'm trying to think of the word that I suppose specialise in. Is that the right word? I don't know. Sounds a little bit.
I specialise.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Some people know their shit with it. Like I know things about it, but I'm not like a hardcore nerd for it. If that makes sense. In terms of collecting bigger dolls, so you've got all the Mezco dolls and things like that. Again, you can pretty much pick them up from anywhere online.
Yeah.
They stock them on Amazon, don't they? Most of them. What was the one you saw? Annabelle was on there.
Oh, yeah.
Annabelle was on there. I'm pretty sure Ghostface was on there.
Yeah, my ones that I would love, like my dream ones, would be a Terrifier one, an Annabelle one, but that's never going to happen.
Why not?
Because Dad's a little scaredy cat.
Oh.
But when I went over to that, Joe the man in that centre, he even said that most men are scared of Annabelle anyway. So that's my slightly wrong.
Sorry. Don't mind me choking. I was going to say something, but shut up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to my men audience. I'm only joking. But yeah, big dolls and things like that, I would say your main place is going to be Mad About Horror all day long, because there's just such a huge selection. There's no point in going onto Amazon for one of them and then going on to Mad About Horror if Amazon don't stock a particular one. You may as well literally go on to Mad About Horror and they'll have them all. The only thing I say about Mad About Horror sometimes, and it's not their fault, bless them, they're an incredible company, is they do sell out
really
things
quickly,
very quickly. They do get things back in very quickly though as well.
They do a lot of sale stuff as well.
Their sale stuff, a lot of my stuff, not a lot of my stuff, but a fair amount, I would say, was from their sale. Like, I got the Jeepers Creepers figure, which Jeepers Creepers figures are really hard to get hold of anyway. I got that for £15 in the sale.
What, your NECA one?
It's not NECA, that's Mego.
Mego one.
Yeah. And now it's going on eBay for like £60 out of the packet. And it's like mental that it goes in the sale for that, because I don't get why, because surely people would still want to buy things. I don't get it.
Don't know.
And it's like the House of 1,000 Corpses figures. They're in the sale at the moment for like £15.
Yeah.
And that's only a tenner less because they're only 25 quid anyway. But yeah, so really for things like that, I would recommend, obviously, Mad About Horror. NECA figures you can get usually on Amazon as well.
Yeah.
But Amazon is great. It's really good for horror. But I prefer going on to Mad About Horror because everything I want's in one area.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. The only things you're not going to get on Mad About Horror are like your VHS tapes, DVDs. That's a bit of an obvious one.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure they don't sell Funko either. I've not seen.
Let me double check.
Ruby's going to look. I don't. They might do the odd Loungefly bag, but I don't think they do actual Funko Pops.
No.
Also, another. I was literally about to say another really good shop to actually go in. I love it. It's one of my favourite shops ever. Is HMV. They recently have stocked a load of horror stuff. They've dimmed down a little bit on their figures. I've noticed that every time I've gone in there. But you can get like plushies, you can get Funkos in there. I actually forgot to mention that. They do horror Funkos in HMV. They do a great selection of Nightmare Before Christmas. They usually stock Loungefly bags, because I was going to get a Michael Myers one on my birthday, but I ended up putting it back. So I thought, I've got too many bags. Am I going to use it? But to be honest with you, if I got a Loungefly, I'd probably just display it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I probably will use one of them.
I'll use it every now and then, maybe like HorrorCon or something.
But I want like a whole shelf just of Loungefly horror bags.
Yeah, nice. That's what I mean. People collect differently, don't they?
Yeah.
Some people only collect like horror art, so they'll only get really nice posters. Or, you know, there's different ways, but I'm just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, like with me, because I don't obviously have a lot of space. I can't hang things on the wall because the wall will just fall off. So I was thinking of doing posters. Yeah. And then with that, because I only have a little shelving space, so that ladder shelf I've got, that's where I'd have all my little like figures or Funkos, and then I've got like a long shelf that has like my storage box on, and I would have like my bags on there or something.
Ruby made a really good point actually as well. Like, I recently, I've been collecting about 4 years. I'd say for about 3 years of that, I kept everything in the box. Most of the time I do. If I can keep something in the box, I will. But I've only just started opening the odd thing because of space. I'm only in like a 2-bedroom flat, so I've got to be, it's like a ground floor, so it's quite spacious. Spacious. It's quite spacious, but I've got to be kind of practical with my space. So my horror stuff is in the corner of, in one of the corners in my room, and it works really well. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. Obviously, you've all seen it anyway. If you've watched the video, I've got 4 shelves, and then one thing that's really helped me be able to collect more stuff is opening things. So like all my NECA figures, when they come in them NECA boxes, they're quite chunky, the boxes, and they're not really great to display them NECA boxes.
Shut,
you can't see the figure because it's all shut. So what the fuck, get out my face. Fucking fly in my face. So yeah, any NECA figures now I open. So with that being said, the point I was trying to make right at the beginning, Ruby made a really good point of just buying them secondhand from Vinted. Because there are some really,
anyway, you might as well.
Yeah, the only thing I will say to that is I'm a nerd and I like opening things. Like if I get a new horror figure, I love opening it if I open it.
Yeah.
But if it's one that's quite dear to buy new in the box, but I know I'm going to open it, I would look on Vinted and try and find it cheaper.
Yeah, because if people sell it, like resell it in the box, not open, they sell it for quite a lot.
Yeah.
But then if they haven't got the box, then they have to sell it really cheap because it's not in the box.
But exactly. But to some collectors, that makes no difference, it being in the box. Or the thing is, it's silly, really, because I do keep things in the box, but I know for a fact that I'm not really going to part with any of it. The only things that I would keep in the box are the more retro items that I know that are hard to get hold of. Although I was thinking about getting that one graded, that figure.
What, the Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, getting it put in like a clear, that makes the worth more though, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Getting it graded and positioned like a display thing.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I'd fuck about with it, is what I'm trying to say. 9 times out of 10 I'd leave it in its box. But yeah, so you want to look at, to be honest with you, it's for me personally, I like going to look at things. I like seeing it in front of me. That's what I love about HorrorCon.
Yeah.
Because there's such amazing stores and small businesses who are on Etsy to actual companies that sell figures. But it's nice being able to see it in person, because sometimes you go to order something and you're not really sure.
But when you see it in person, it's like with all like the horror accessories and stuff. So I'll see like small businesses online, and I'm like, but then when you see it in person and you can feel the quality of the thing,
it changes your perspective on it.
Yeah, because when you're in HorrorCon, you can like, there's places that will sell like scrunchies, necklaces, like all jewelry types and stuff, or they'll sell like bows, but it would be like, I don't know, themed. So it'd be like either like on a Halloween, Terrifier, Ghostface, whatever. Yeah. And also, which is really, really cute, you got a Zorro one, didn't you? Yeah. They sell like dog bandanas.
I found it the other day, actually.
So a collar or something in it.
Yeah, it was a bandana and it's got Michael Myers all over it. And it says the night he came home. Yeah. It's got like a,
They sell like the tote bags. I've got one. It's like a Starbucks, but it's actually Ghostface.
Yeah, I do love all the small businesses at HorrorCon, but that's another really
or like
good
the little knickknacks. I just love.
That's another really good source of to get your stuff would be horror conventions.
Yeah.
So if you are the sort of person a bit like us who like to see things in person, actually going to horror conventions where you know there's going to be things like stalls and forget
a variety
small businesses
of stuff
are amazing. I'm not saying that, but I'm on about for actual collecting in terms of figures and shit like that. Going to a convention and being able to see it in flesh, because around my way anyway, there's not many places.
No,
we've just had
very rare
open up right across the road from where we are. It's called fuck a duck. What's it called? Can you Google it, Rube? It's next to Donald's.
Oh, and by the way, that I think it's Mad About Horror doesn't sell Funkos.
No, I don't think they did. Fuck! I just went my elbow. I think it's called like is it the Goody Monster or something? I don't know. I've not even been in there yet. It's literally across the road.
Let me have a look on Google Maps because it will tell me the shop.
It's next to Donald's and near the tanning place. It's literally in between.
Hold on.
But the point I'm making is we don't really have anything like that around here. We've got the man in our like shopping centre who sells retro things, and he sells like everything from Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, wrestling stuff, horror stuff. He's recently wanting to get more horror stuff though. He said that to me. I'm quite good friends with him. I speak to him often.
He's going to be opening a shop soon.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that.
This month.
Yeah, no.
July.
It's January. July. He told me.
Oh, that's what he said to me.
No, Jenny must have not heard him. Do you have a fucking thing on?
No, I don't know.
No, he said January to me. Not unless I fucking need one. But either way, like, we don't really have anything like that, and it's nice having him.
Yeah.
And he knows his shit. But everywhere else, like, you can't just walk into... It's annoying that you can't walk into Tesco and they just haven't got, like, Ghostface like that. It's a bit fucking rude, to be honest.
It won't come up on Google Maps. How rude is that? Oh, let me try and Google it. Rude.
I don't know what it's called. I swear it's called the Goody Monster. But yeah, we don't... I think it is called the Goody Monster, but I don't know. But I know that B&M also stock the odd thing, but not horror. They had the Handmade by Robots in there a couple of months ago, and it was like the Texas Chainsaw and like Grandpa Sawyer and things like that. I never got my hands on any of them. And they had like the Nun, but they don't really do horror stuff as such. They do a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's only if you can catch it there and then. I think as well, the reason I collect like I do is because I do like it looking quite full. And when I say that, I don't mean cluttered. Like, don't get me wrong, some people could argue that it is, but it's just how I like it. But I don't like there being many gaps, so I'll buy little things that can fill the gaps. So like the little figures and the little Nightmare Before Christmas figures, just to fill the gaps. It's not because I particularly wanted them at the time. They just helped fill the gaps. Have they come up?
No, I can't find them.
I'm sure. She can't find it because they're quite a new, small... Go on to Facebook. Because they're quite a small...
I thought they'd been in there for ages, though.
No, they've not long opened. It was literally a couple of weeks ago.
Or say the
place has, but it was an animal place. It was like a pet shop. I can't think what it's frigging called. I'm sure it's the Goody Monster. I might be making that up. I might be having a fucking... Let me see. Yeah, the Goody Monsters. It is, isn't it?
Hold on, let me just see where it says.
Yeah, so we have that near us. I'm sure it is. Yeah. We have that near us.
Is that it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But other than that, we don't really have anything. I don't think many people do. I know there's one called Nerd Base, but that ain't that close to me. Like, it would be a bit of a drive to get there. But there isn't many places that you can just walk into and buy horror. You can walk in somewhere and buy Marvel or fucking wrestling stuff, but there's such a stigma on horror things. And I think because people think, because of kids and that, it don't appeal.
Yeah.
But you'll be very surprised how many families actually collect horror. And that's what the retro man said to me in the shopping centre. He said, honestly, horror is so in demand.
Yeah.
I don't think people actually realise.
He's going to have his shop.
He showed me the other day, and he said he'd do me a one on it, but I didn't. I just left it for the minute. He had a Halloween Ends mask.
Yeah, he showed me that.
Yeah.
I literally took a picture of it, and then it like disappeared. When I went to go send it to you, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, I'd seen it.
He displayed it for me to take a picture.
Yeah.
It was like the mask, the knife, and the
knife's from America.
Yeah,
but he literally, when he sees me, it's quite funny. He literally ran out to the back, saw me, and was like, "Oh, look at this!" And he caught me quickly. Like whenever and I love that about him. Whenever he's got new horror stuff in, he'll make a thing of showing me it. Yeah. Because he knows that 9 times out of 10 I will have it.
Yeah.
But I was and ahhing about the mask because I love it, but I was a bit like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, I don't know. Because he even said himself, you can go and get that again, that mask. It's like mainly the knife because the knife was from America.
Yeah.
And then he had the little plaque as well, a bit like that one.
Yeah, I saw it.
But yeah, other than that, there's nowhere that you can just walk into around here, is there?
No.
I think online, my main source is Mad About Horror.
Yeah.
And then for any secondhand and secondhand is really good in the collecting community, but I would say that is more for your physical media, and your magazines and vinyls and shit, which is still classed as, I suppose, as physical media, isn't it? It's a media.
Yeah, you're listening to something.
Yeah, it's media, isn't it? Yeah, I collect horror vinyls, don't I? But only ones that I really like. Like I want the Halloween 2 one with the Halloween 2 soundtrack, but it'll only be ones that I really like. I think Amazon's better for things like vinyl figures. So like, if you want a more life looking one, what was I about? I've fucking got hot flush now. If you want a more like lifelike. Yeah, and that one is so fucking hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want more one like
if you want one that's more lifelike to the film, and then go to Amazon.
No, that's not what I was going to say. Not go to Amazon.
You said Amazon.
No, I was saying Amazon is more for like vinyl-y looking ones, yeah?
Right, you didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't finish because I'm so hot. For life looking ones, like, fuck off. I'd go like NECA, is what I was trying to say. I know you can get NECA on Amazon, but I'd actually go to like Mad About Horror or fucking conventions or Rope Help Me, I'm hot.
I just tried and he barked at me.
I barked at you. Woof. One thing I will say as well, like with conventions, you will see things that you see a lot online and you'll be like, yeah, I've seen that on Amazon, seen that on Mad About Horror. But you will get the odd thing where you'll be like, fuck me, I've never seen that before. Like that Aaron Texas Chainsaw figure.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, you're freaking coming home with me.
It's like last year I didn't actually save that much last year. All I saved was like 70 quid to spend at HorrorCon. And you may think that's a lot of money, but for HorrorCon it's not.
No, you need a fucking 700 quid.
And I literally was looking at these jackets, jean jackets, and the person, what's the word? He will reuse it. So instead of like chucking all, because they're not like his jean jackets, they're from like different places.
He upcycles them.
Yeah, that's the word I was trying to
You're welcome.
And he'll put like prints on the back. And
what they were called.
Yeah, but it's not like, do you know the ones where you iron on? It wasn't like that. It was like
proper, innit?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called because it's like really soft material.
Embroidered.
Is that the word?
Is it like embroidered in, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I can't remember the name of it though.
Actually, in the jacket, it's not just like printed on the back.
Yeah. But you can tell that he might have sewn it on.
Yeah, that's like embroidery in it.
Yeah, but I think
I might be chatting shit.
I don't know, but that. It was literally, it's too big for me. I think it's an either XL or 2XL, I'm not too sure. I could have got, he said to me I could have got away with the medium or a large. Answer it, boo.
Black and white. Bit of sleep token white there, guys.
I'm just going to send you the money. I'll still get my phone to send you the money. I'm all alone. There's nobody here beside me. But you gotta have friends.
Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, it is a real shame that there isn't more shops.
I think we should make our own shop.
That is actually the dream. I was speaking to the retro bloke about that. And he started by selling all his collection. Wait there, my face ID ain't recognising me, bear with.
Pals.
I like to like raise my eyebrows up. When I put too much makeup on and tries doing it, it's like can't recognise me. The other day I done 5 attempts and it wouldn't. Oh shit. Sorry guys, I'm just sending money over, 2 seconds. Have you been in HMV?
Yeah, of course I have.
I fucking love HMV.
I went in there to go and get a Queen poster.
And
then there was like a deal on there where if you get like 3 for something. And I've got a Queen poster for me, a Nirvana poster for Millie, and then I've got a Barbie because that's when it was like the new Barbie one for Priya, and now it's like ripped because it keeps falling off the wall. Rip. And then I've got Oakley a Rick and Morty one. It's basically that day I was just spending my money on everyone else. I got one thing for me.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you're way too generous because I'll be like, yeah, fuck you all.
I know, and every time I get paid, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna say anything to anyone if they need anything or want anything. I'm not gonna do it.
You can't help.
And then I'll end up getting everything for everyone else.
Yeah, but that's because you're lovely.
I know. Not this month, I'm not though. When I get paid this month, it's going towards my hair because I need more hair.
Yeah, but sometimes you've got to be a selfish bitch and just not fuck everyone else because how do you think I've got all my horror stuff?
This is why I got nothing.
What?
And so this is why I got no horror stuff.
When are you going to start collecting?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
And what are you going to start collecting? Like
I think probably the start of next year because next year I do want to get a second job.
Do you?
Yeah, because obviously Millie and me want to move out.
Yeah.
And I want to use the second job as everything towards savings.
Yeah.
So, you know, but if I want to get that sneaky little
thing is, if you're going to do that, you might as well wait and then start collecting once you're settled, maybe. Like get the other thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like the little thing, because I don't have the room anyway to have like a big one. So what I would do, no, but I share a room with Millie. Do you know what I mean? So it has to be like reasonable, and I only have a small little corner for my stuff. So I would have like Funko Pops or like small little like secondhand horror NECA or Mecco, whatever you want to call it, stuff. Do you like the Crooked Man, like the tiny things like that?
That's NECA, yeah.
And I'd have my bags mainly.
It is a really good point though that you made, like buying the figures secondhand, because I wouldn't have thought really to do that. Because
I'm just a tight person.
No, but it makes sense if you're going to have them out of the box. Don't get me wrong, it is nice getting a new figure in the box and then opening it. I know that sounds really nerdy, but that's what it's like to be a nerd, right, guys? But it makes sense, especially if a figure is dearer, just because it's in a box.
I want to start off with bags, because bags is my thing. It's like my thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you like bags anyway, don't you?
Yeah, that's like my sense to collaborate. I'm like a bagaholic.
I love bags, but I have to stop myself because I get told off for buying too many bags.
But I want to convert it into horror bags, like the Loungefly stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely love. I want to get the Sam one, and then maybe for Christmas I might put everyone's money together and get like a horror.
See, the only Loungefly bag that's really sprung out at me is the Halloween 2 one.
Yeah.
With the Halloween 2 pumpkin and then Michael over it. I love that one.
You can get, because I've seen a bunch of Michael Myers ones. There's one where he holds a knife, but apparently the knife can come out of his hand,
I've seen that
one.
I
wouldn't do that because if it just falls out.
The Halloween ones are brilliant, to be fair.
And there's, like, he comes with purses. That's what I was saying to you earlier about Sam, because I really want the Sam bag, but with me, because I'm a bagaholic, I like to get the bag but have the purse to match the bag.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, you got you.
So I want the Sam bag and have a Sam purse match the Sam bag. You know what I'm saying?
I've not seen. I was saying to you earlier, though. I've not seen the purse to that one. Most of them do have a matching though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like Annabelle. Like, I love Annabelle, but the Annabelle bag, I'm an Anari about it.
But it's meant to look. I know what you're gonna say, but it's meant to look like that because it's a cartoon bag.
Yeah, I know.
It's meant to.
But then you've got like the ones that are like Sam or Michael Myers or the Nun, and then you've got that one that looks really kiddish.
Yeah, but they all do a little bit because
like the Nun doesn't. No, she looks like a demonic.
Because that's a nun.
But then you've got Michael Myers.
Yeah, but Annabelle's a doll, isn't she? So
yeah, but then. Make her the Raggedy Ann bloody bag doll then.
Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann. No, I am. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, I'm a Norian about that one. I'm a Norian about that one. Because I really love Annabelle. It's my favourite. Other than obviously Terrified, but like as in like the supernatural side stuff. Annabelle's my favourite. Really,
like in terms of other like places though, I don't really explore beyond what I shop at.
Yeah,
because the trouble I've got with it is I've got comfortable. I'm very one of these people that get comfortable with things, so I won't go beyond and be like, if there's a website I've never heard of,
no, I wouldn't
I'm a bit
touch it. Yeah,
like I know Be More Geeks proper. I know Mad About Horrors proper. Pop in the Box. I know what I know, but if there was
like
a
when
website,
we first started, it was like when we first went to HorrorCon, we came across this website called Redbubble. and got all of our tops and stuff from there, and we was like,
still a little bit dodgy. We were lucky, I think.
Yeah,
I think it is all right. I think it's small businesses, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's not when it's not that heard of.
Yeah, you like
Etsy's fine because you know it's small businesses.
Yeah,
I've sold from Etsy before, so I know it's legit.
Yeah, but
it's like when it isn't something you've heard of and that's familiar.
Yeah.
So if you guys know any other websites that are like UK,
legit. UK,
that ship to the UK. It could be America as well, though, because some places do, don't they?
Yeah.
Let us know, because I'd be intrigued to know if there's any other websites.
Yeah.
Because I could be missing out on a fucking shit ton of nice horror stuff. No, but it could be, though. But 9 times out of 10, what I want or need, I can find on the websites I already go to.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice having maybe, like, I don't know, for example, like horror busts. So, like, my Freddy bust, he was from an actual place, but not, like, Mad About Horror. Someone made him.
Yeah.
So, it'd be nice to know for things like that. Or, like, rare dolls. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'll tell you another really good place. I know we've mentioned the website, but in terms of props and things like that, is Etsy.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to buy, like, props for your collection, so, like, I got a scream phone from there. You can get, like, a bit of weaponage as well, like a knife and shit like that on Etsy. That's a cracking website for things like that, because a lot of the time it's, again, small businesses making these props, which is really good. You can get props from Mad About Horror as well, but I think sometimes it is nice to go and get unique props from Etsy.
And then it's also helping small businesses.
Exactly, and we like to do that.
Oh my god, yeah.
Support small businesses. Just gave myself an ick.
Give myself an ick.
Oh no, it's grim. No, because it's so hot in here. Isn't it hot?
Making me want to do it.
It's making, yeah, guys, I'm really sorry if this isn't great this week. We basically have come on
this week
to talk about, because I do get that question a lot. Where'd you get your horror stuff from? Where'd you get your horror stuff from?
Find out for yourself.
In a nutshell, it's Mad About Horror, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and charity shops.
And for love of horror.
And for the love of horror.
Because the first year we went, it was like, so imagine obviously the back of your car. It's free. Normally it's 3 seats. You've got the 2 seats and the one tiny little midget seat in between. I was sat on one side, and then the whole other side of the car was filled up to the ceiling of the car of horror stuff from the convention.
I know,
and it came to a tower that much. Obviously, when we swerve around the roundabout, it would all wanting to come tumbling into my lap. So I had to keep holding it up, like, get away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Get away from me.
Get away from me. I don't know. It just come out when accents, and it's not even an accent. I'll just make it up. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, like, HorrorCon, a lot of people do say to me, like, on TikTok, where's that from? I'm like, I don't know, because it's from a horror convention.
Yeah.
And because the thing is, the stalls on there, I can't remember their names half the time, because they are small businesses. Yeah. They're probably like, because obviously Mad About Horror go, but everyone knows Mad About Horror. Yeah. But there are, like, bit like the Retro Man. Yeah. There's businesses like that.
What's his actual name?
I ain't got a clue.
Not his name, but the shop's name.
back to the retro. Back to retro. It's a fucking cracking place. Like, that's going to do well.
Yeah, there's so many
he's so nice, and he's got so much information. Yeah. Like, you speak to him, you can have a lovely conversation with him. If he's not sure on something,
I was stood there for hours just chatting.
Yeah, but honestly, and if he's not sure on something, he won't bullshit you. He'll say, I'm not really sure where this has come from, and I'm not. Yeah. Do you know, like, some, because you've got to imagine these people are salespeople. Yeah. And a lot of the time people want to sell you something. Yeah. He's not like that. He's very much, look,
he will show
where
you.
This has come from. Yeah. You might know as a collector, but I don't, you know, and then I, like, with the Tiffany doll, for example, he didn't know a lot about it. Yeah. He told me it come from, like, a really skanky place. Yeah. But he didn't know a lot about it. So I got it. I trusted him with it. Paid the £200. I come home, done research, and I found the doll. Yeah. Found out it was from 1999. Yeah. So a lot of the time collectors will do that.
It's like me, he sells the Annabelle doll that I really want. Joe, the same one as yours. Yeah. And we were just talking about how obviously, like, Annabelle went missing, and then obviously she burnt down buildings because she's a gangster. And we were chatting about that. And then he would, like, look at something, and then he'll point to it, show me it, and then we talk about that.
Yeah, he's lovely. He really is, and he has a passion for what he does. Yeah. And that is what helps him with his selling as well. Yeah. And it's not because that's what he's trying to do. He generally enjoys his job. Yeah. And I just wish there was more people like that around. Like, like horror people that, like, he's so into it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love chatting to him. He's lovely. Anyway, that's not what this was. It's not about this. It's not about the guy. But yeah, back to the retro, and he's based in I would say Portsmouth. Yeah. I don't want to literally pin a location on myself. Yeah. But yeah, in Portsmouth in the UK. Back to the retro. He is on Instagram. Definitely check him out. I mean, I don't know if he would offer. I don't want to say that he would, because it isn't my place. But I don't know if he'd offer shipping if someone was interested in something in the UK and they really wanted it. I have no idea. But I recommend that if you can, you actually come and look at it, because it's not like a massive store he's got at the moment, but it's small. Yeah, but it's chock-a-block, and there's something there for everyone. Yeah. So even if you don't collect horror, there's something there for everyone.
There's like horror, then there's Star Wars, and then there's some. He's starting to sell some football tops.
Yeah, he does a lot of that, doesn't he?
Box of football tops.
What do they call it? Like memorabilia, innit?
Yeah, I would
boxing
say so.
Gloves. Yeah, and things like that.
I think he had. I can't remember what it's called. It had like this massive helmet thing. I can't remember what it was.
What? Sorry, not that I was being. Nothing. Just ignore me.
I don't know what film it was from, but it was like.
Was it Halo?
Might be.
Master Chief.
Probably.
Oh wow.
Master Chief.
I want to get the Master Chief Halo helmet.
I can't remember. But then he also sells like all like the little like.
I'm a Halo nerd as well, by the way.
I can't remember.
What?
NECA.
NECA? Yeah, he sells. Yeah, he sells a lot of them. the Nosferatu one. I want to get that, but it's probably gone now.
And then he says just a lot of stuff.
The thing is, he will stock things that you can get somewhere else. Yeah. So what he tends to do is he'll stock, like, he's got a Halloween mask at the minute. I said to him, "Oh, how much do you want for the mask and the knife?" He said, "Probably a $1." He said, "The thing is," and I said it as well, that mask is Trick or Treat Studios, so you can literally go Mad About Horror and buy the same mask.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Yeah.
The NECA figures, you can go Mad About Horror and probably buy them, but then he'll have things like that in there.
Yeah.
Because it's convenient for people. They'll walk past and go, "Oh."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've not got to wait online and order it.
That's the
but then he'll throw in like the rare thing.
Yeah.
And that's probably where he makes the money on the real rare items and things like that. It's a very, very clever thing to do. I'd fucking love it. If I could bring myself to sell my collection, obviously I wouldn't probably be able to start a collection with this. A shop with what I've got, I'd need a lot more probably. Yeah. But if I could do, say, in 5 years' time, by the time I build it more, and I had the bollocks to sell all that on, that would start me a business.
Have a whole collection as a collection.
No, but a lot of people do that, but keep their rare stuff and then just rebuy the things you can buy again.
All right.
Once they've get their business up and going.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But I just don't know if I could bring myself to sell my stuff. I don't know how people have done it. I don't think I could do it.
But then imagine you would have like where he is now.
Yeah.
And you go.
I think he still collects as well.
And you do that every day.
He collects a bit of everything, I'm pretty sure, though.
Because probably that bit's hard bit, but then when you have the actual little booth of all the horror stuff, and then now he's going to be having a shop, whole shop full of stuff, and you're thinking,
oh wow,
this is where I am now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you got to look at it.
Yeah, you got to work your way up.
And all the money he probably gets from that.
Yeah.
He probably put half of it towards getting the stuff, and then half his money getting more stuff for his own collection.
Yeah. He said to me though, he's like, I really want to up my game with the horror stuff because people love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lot more horror collectors out there than you think. There really is. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, the horror community is toxic. I don't think it is. I've not had a bad experience with it, to be honest.
I heard that the other day, actually. I scrolled through a TikTok video. I can't remember her name, though.
I think I see that, yeah.
She said she really loves horror. She still collects. She'll still do, like, the horror videos.
It's obviously an experience she's had.
But she will not class herself as, like, a horror talk, or whatever, because apparently it's really toxic, but I haven't actually come across anything.
I've been on that side of TikTok for about 4 years, and I've never had an experience like that.
Touch wood.
I'd say the most toxic community could be the alternative community, which I know sometimes the alternative and the horror community fall under the same category, but I've not had a bad experience with the horror community. A few people have said it, but I can't sit there and say
it's like with me, I've gone from like the really like girly pop that's how, I don't know what they're actually called, but you know, like the girly side, or that is more toxic than what I am now.
100% more toxic.
Like when I was, because I used to work in a clothing shop.
I think it's bitchy.
Yeah, I've gone from school, and then obviously in school I was really girly and everything, and then obviously when I left school I tried to find a job that suited what I was at the time, which was clothing and really girly fashion and whatever. And then since going into that, I've realised how toxic it is, and it was horrible.
But this is the point. A lot of people say, why are you a horror collector? Why are you into horror? Obviously, my top answer...
I am.
Yeah, but my top answer for that, whenever anyone asks me that, is because I like horror.
Yeah.
And it's a way to express my love for horror by collecting.
It's like with me, I'm only just, like...
Yeah, but even when you were girly, you liked horror.
Yeah.
You can be girly and like horror, but I think you've sort of come to the realisation, and this doesn't go for everyone. Someone watching this might be really girly, and this is in no way offensive. I'm girly, but I'm not. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is in no way trying to offend anybody, but I personally, this is my personal thing, find that the girly communities are fucking ton more bitchy than the alternative and the horror community are more accepting.
I really feel myself in like the girly side of things. Like when I was wearing my stuff, it was like, why are you wearing that for? You're not going anywhere. Or it would be, you're wearing too much. Or if I aren't wearing too much, it would be, you aren't really making an effort with yourself, are you? Do you know what I mean?
I think the thing is as well, it's not always about what you're wearing. It's about the person. Like what I noticed with you, when you're more in the horror community, you're a little bit more relaxed. are a little bit more, I don't know. I think you can be anything. You can still be girly and like horror. There's loads of people.
Because obviously I worked in fashion. Like,
you've seen that side.
I've seen that side. 2, I think that was the reason why I was a bit like thingy with the clothes I wore, because if I wore like leggings and a jumper to work, they'll look at me like you aren't really making an effort
because of where you worked. Yeah,
it's like you're not really making an effort because you're not like presenting yourself, really, are you? And then if I was to wear really, really girly clothes to work, it would be, why are you wearing that for? You're only working.
Yeah.
It isn't really a win-win. Whereas if I was to rock up into HMV and worked in there, it'd be like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, you'd be more relaxed.
Yeah, whereas like now I still wear girly stuff, but I'll just make it more alternative, if you will.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people that like horror are alternatives.
Yeah.
And I love the community, but I wouldn't say that the horror community is toxic. That I've seen.
Yeah.
I would say it's more the alternative community.
Yeah.
They can be quite toxic, especially, and no disrespect to you as a younger person, but especially the younger people that have recently, like I'm talking like 15-year-olds, not even really you're becoming a young adult. I'm on about like people that have just got into that, and they've, and that sounds silly, but like music taste, watching certain horrors.
Alternative is music.
Alternative's music and fashion.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, if you're not classed a certain way, like I don't just listen to a particular music. I'll listen to goth music, but that doesn't mean I'm a goth.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'm a bit gothy. I'm a bit alternative. I class myself as an outer emo. I was like that when I was 13, and people used to take the piss out of people for being like that. I had an ear stretcher in school and I was the only one.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's the norm. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Me, it's like people will question me like, why are you dressing like that for? That doesn't suit you. I'm like, well, one, I'm 17, so I don't have a style.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
Exactly.
Because I've gone from nursery up to secondary school, all that time wearing uniform.
So
when you wear uniform, it's somebody else's thing. Do you know what I mean?
That's telling you to wear it.
They've designed that so that all of the students wear the same thing. So no, I didn't actually have a style.
Yeah.
And then when the days that I was actually home, I was just wearing clothes I had.
Yeah.
And what aren't know, maybe obviously what your parents buy or whatever, because you're a kid.
Yeah.
And then when I've now left school and I have my own job and my own money, I then find the style that I want to wear. And then because I have that horror jacket I told you about, and so much money, I'll just wear it. And I've actually had compliments. I went downtown.
Yeah, it's
people will just come up to me and go, "I really do have a jacket. Where's it from?" And I'll tell them. And then same thing. Like I went into Aldi, like I said a couple months ago.
A lot of people love horror.
Yeah.
A lot of people love horror. I just
feel more comfortable in it. Like I don't have to care. I can just run leggings and a top, and people are like.
Unfortunately, there is a side. I wouldn't say it's a bad part of the community. These people aren't even in the community. I'm on about people that just like horror, but they're not in it, if that makes sense. But you've got the odd person who's like, for example, they'll see your jacket and be like, oh God, that's so cool, but they wouldn't have it themselves.
No, they just like it.
Yeah, or like some people on my TikTok love my collection, but they say to me, oh my God, I don't know how you have that in your room. Yeah. That's fine. That's people's preference. But I can't, like I said, I can't say I've had a bad experience with the TikTok community. A few people at TikTok community, the horror community, a lot of people have said it to me personally and done videos on it. Like, that's awful if they've had that experience. It's a shame because I think we're such an accepting community.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you go into like for the love of horror.
Yeah.
Like, I walk in and I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
Everybody's like a carbon copy of you, but they're different.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's like you go in there and then if you start chatting to one of them, they'll talk your ears off. They're so
accepting. Yeah, the first year we didn't really speak to many people.
No, because we wasn't sure.
But what it was like now, we're like, you're right. We're like, we're relaxed, aren't we? We can go up to
people that have been there before.
Yeah.
Because you can tell from, I know the costumes they wear, the cosplays, it's the same person. And you know it's them, so when you go up to them, you're like, oh,
they probably don't recognise us, but we feel comfortable to go up to them. So it's like, I think it's really widely accepted.
Yeah.
But let us know if you have had bad experience. I'd be interested to know what kind of bad experiences you've had in the horror community. But yeah, I can't really say anything other than that, to be honest. I would say that I've had positive experiences and it's actually made me want to be part of it more.
Yeah, and considering with me, I've only just stepped into it really, like properly.
Yeah.
all the if I have had interaction on my TikTok, like comments wise, it's positive comments.
Yeah, and it's people supporting you.
Yeah,
like I've had the same supporters since I've started.
Yeah, so also the same people that comment on
that come back. Yeah, and it's nice. But yeah, I think that's it this week. I know it's been a bit of a brief one, but we're just getting back into the swing of our podcast again.
Yeah,
because we had 2 weeks of doing our horror collection. So it was basically just to answer a few questions that I have had previously on TikTok about where I get the horror stuff from, how to get into collecting. It's simple, really. One thing I'll say as well before we end the video: don't just buy shit for the sake of it.
Yeah.
That is my top tip.
Because then you'll regret it.
It's not even that, but it's just like you'll look at it and you'll go, what the fuck? Why did I even bother buying that? And then it's just, okay, you could sell it on, but it's just a ball ache, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, try not to just think about what you're buying. Make sure it's a film that you really, really like. And it's something that you can see yourself keeping. Because the aim with collecting, I mean, some people do buy things to have for a couple of years and sell on, and then they'll buy something more expensive or bigger, and then they'll do the same. Fine, if that's your kind of collecting. But if you're collecting long term and you want to build a collection, you don't want to be constantly buying and selling. So buy something that you know you're going to keep. That is my top tip. Have you got any tips there? Because obviously I know you're not a collector as such, but you've seen me collect. You've got an idea around it, haven't you? Would you say there's anything that you would say?
I don't really know.
Probably the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Just trying to think. Yeah, the same thing as you, to be honest.
And always do your don't just buy fucking films that you don't like.
Yeah, like I said, spacing wise, if you haven't got a lot of space, don't then go ahead and buy massive dolls, like the massive like Annabelle doll or any like the big dolls.
Yeah, start small as well.
If you don't have a lot of room and you know you don't have a lot of room, don't buy the massive doll because then you don't have space. Do you know what I mean? Buy like the small stuff, like the NECA, like the small little dolls if you are going to take them out of the box, or Funko Pops or something like that. Or films. Yeah, like the physical media. I would start with that if you don't have a lot of space.
Physical media would be a good thing to start with, actually. And I think a lot of people do that. Yeah, they either start with Funkos, which is obviously what I start with. Physical media is something I've recently, in the last year, got into. I had the odd, obviously, horror DVD, but I really went hard on my physical media this year. But I know some people do start with that because that's so easy to display. You could literally get a DVD rack and display that. So I'd start small and then work up your way to the bigger items. Don't go getting yourself the big items first. Yeah. If you're going to mix collect as well.
I feel like on TikTok, those are the ones that people show. Do you know when they've got the massive horror collection? Yeah. Those are the ones that they will show on there. And exactly. I feel like people go, oh, I want that. Yeah. But they haven't even started yet.
Exactly. And it's not practical. You're not going to start off with a £200 bust. No. Or, a couple of £100 dolls. You might do if you're rolling in money. Obviously it depends on people's financial situations as well. If you've got the money, then whatever, go for it. But if you're on a budget,
I would look in sales in Mad About Horror.
Sales, I always second hand.
I would have a look on Vinted, eBay, or if I am looking on Mad About Horror, I will have a look in the sales
and there is some really great things in the sales section.
There is loads of dolls in the sales section, along with games. There was something else in there, I think. I can't remember what it was, but it was mainly games.
They usually have like blankets and things as well. No, that's not really for collecting as such, but if you've got like a horror corner and you want a blanket in the corner or something, that's a good. I think did you say rugs? They have like. Did you say rugs?
Sorry. Oh, I said games or dolls.
Oh, they do horror rugs though as well sometimes.
In the sale section.
Right, anyway, that is it because I'm literally sweating. I haven't been well as it is, so we're going to have to call it. But sorry if it was a bit all over the place. Like I said, it was our first podcast after like 2 weeks of doing the horror collection videos, and we missed a week because of when I uploaded the last video. It kind of messed with it a little bit. But next week we are doing what we hate in horror.
Hate.
So we're not talking about the horror community. We've done that.
Entirely hate.
I don't want to sit there bashing what we hate in the horror community because I don't think that's appropriate. I'm on about what we don't like in a horror film, what annoys us I can't get words that, Rube. What? Hang on. It's the fucking heat. Honestly, it's making me look a right dopey cow. What we don't like in horror movies. So like the cliche moments or, things like that. What we don't like in the horror world, basically. Cliche things in horror films that annoy us, and just talking about horror movies in general. I think next week, innit? Yeah. Just I don't fucking know. Just come back next week and see what the fuck it is, because I don't know at this point because I'm sweating. It's like Satan's ass crack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it's nuts. These nuts. Oh, fucking look at my head. Sweltering, mate. But yeah, thank you for joining anyway. I don't know, we've just been chatting shit for the last...
Oh, and I'll do my little thing that I haven't done in like years.
What?
If you've watched to the end, the little
oh, you're gonna do it?
thing, yeah.
Better hurry up then, because my iPad's gonna die.
Oh my god, okay, what should I do? Like, put something related to it. Put a bag, I know it's not horror, but put a bag and
a bag?
a bag, because we're talking about bags, and then put a pumpkin next to it, because the sound bag, what I was talking about.
Yeah, right.
Put a knife, put any horror thing in the comments.
Next to a bag.
Like, next to a bag and a pumpkin head.
All right then, well, thank you for joining us, and we will speak to you next week. Love you all lots. Bye.